Greetings everybody, this is Leviathan and I'm bringing you, of course, your weekly wrap-up of the latest Challenge Rift. Last week's was a Delsere's Magnum Opus Wizard, and you can see the results here. The final results came in second place this week. I have the run for you, of course, so I'll go ahead and get that up on screen for you and talk you through a little bit of what went down. As most people know, Wizard is not my favorite of the classes. In fact, it's my least favorite, so I'm sorry to offend anyone out there who loves the Wizard. But Delsere's has always been an interesting set because I do tend to like melee builds and being in melee range. And this one mainly focused on, of course, the tenets of the Delsere's set, which is just getting your slow time bubbles out and then using Arcane Orb to do a lot of damage. The Rift itself was kind of interesting. You mainly were just aiming to kill as many elites as quickly as possible. There's some decent trash, as you can see, and you kind of want to kill it as a circumstance of killing the elites. So here, I'm doubling back to get some of these because they've piled up nicely. You also had a follower that had an S of Johann, so you could get the follower to activate some nice pulls for you, but that was kind of happening on random, so you couldn't depend on it. So you're really just trying to utilize the grouping of getting the mobs to, when they hit the edge of your slow times, then they get stunned and they're kind of all together and you can throw an Arcane Orb or two and blow them all up. This build used a couple of the typical Arcane Orb items. So you had one that made your Arcane Orb explode twice. There's a focus and restraint, so you're still motivated to use your spectral blades to get that, one side of the focus and restraint up. And then of course the other side when you actually cast your Arcane Orb. You do have teleport in this build, so it was really important with a wormhole to make sure that you're using the double charge of the teleport, and you can actually delay the second teleport a little bit when you're trying to decide exactly where you want to go to next. So you can teleport and then walk a little and then teleport, so that was kind of useful in this one, especially with this speed pylon to get the most utilization out of it. You can see your damage in general is not all that great, so with that conduit we weren't even really trying to kill anything with it. It was more just, if stuff died as a matter of happenstance, great, but if not, just keep running. One other thing about this too is it's pretty easy to get stuck, so you can see there you're trying to navigate through some of these narrow corridors. It can get really difficult to get past some stuff, so there were a lot of runs that I ended up resetting just because I could not get unstuck. And then some of these packs, if they pack up nicely, you can actually one-shot them or two-shot them just based on the double explosion and having the mobs next to each other. So that could also be a source of resetting as well. And then I think I pretty much talked about everything in the build. You do have magic weapon and a armor. I believe it's energy armor. So you just activate those right at the start, and there was, nothing to really activate with those throughout the Rift. They both last long enough that you don't have to worry about them. You set it and forget it. Here I used a little bit of, interesting positioning, I suppose, to run past some stuff, but then set up to a point where I knew they would eventually get to me, and then have them die as a result of me trying to kill the elite. So, focusing on getting to the elite, but still killing some of the trash. And there I was kind of debating, should I stand in the circle, or should I go and try to activate my focus and restraint against the boss? And so, of course, I went and just hit the boss because I felt the focus and restraint multiplier would be better serving me to kill the boss faster. And you see there I got a 318.633, and at the time it was good enough for rank 1, but as you did see, I ended up getting beat. I got that time Sunday night, last night, and then of course went to sleep, went to work, and when I came back home I was beaten. And that's kind of one thing I guess that I have some thoughts on. I kind of wish that the Challenge Rift would end on Sunday night, because then you have the whole weekend to defend your time, and if anyone tries to snipe you, you can kind of see it coming. But if you're working, then you don't really get the opportunity to defend it, because you basically set your best time on Sunday night, and then people have all Monday if they don't have work or don't go into work on a normal 9 to 5 schedule here on the East Coast. Then they can go ahead and stomp your time out or get some attempts at it anyways. But I mean, all's fair in war, so it goes. Happy to get a rank 2. Wasn't going to do too much with this one. I think I did less than 20 runs to get it, so seems fine. This week, coming up is a monk. It looks like an Inna's monk, and I'm pretty excited about that one, so stay tuned. Hopefully I'll do well on that one, and I'll be bringing you another Challenge Rift video. Feel free to hop into the comments, let me know if you liked this Rift, this Challenge Rift, this build, all that good stuff, what you think about Challenge Rifts, etc. And I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.